G'day guys, welcome to Rusty's Ramblings, 29th of January 2025. I hope you guys all had a good New Year's and a fresh start to the year, and all I can say is glad the kids are going back to school. Means less time in caravan parks dealing with kids and stuff like that, and as most of you know, Nettie and I are travelling the country at the moment, enjoying life, picking up a bit of work when we can and doing what we can because, well, life's too short not to, basically. But hopefully over the next few months I am still working on some stuff that I'd like to get going and to see where we go with it, because I think some of you guys, some of my friends and that actually enjoy this rubbish that I do, which is pretty good. I'm going to start this one off for the year with a bit of a whinge, because I think it's a whinge that needs to be said and needs to happen, because too often people get taken advantage of, and I'm not saying I've been taken advantage of, but I can see the potential for this to happen. So, as you know, we bought a van from Explorer Caravans in Adelaide. A great bunch of guys, pre-sale, everything was fine. They bent over backwards to help us. Had a couple of issues in regards to contract issues when we signed the contract and all of that. Being harassed for more money when we said, look, we just don't have it at the moment to give to you. You just have to wait. We stuck to our part of the contract down to the letter and fulfilled the agreement. It's just a bit of a shame that, you know, one or two emails or phone calls or something like that, you could probably, you know, go, look, it is what it is. When you get 3 or 4 emails and phone calls from these people saying, pay us more money, and you have a contract to say, this is what I can do, take it or leave it, it just seems a little bit rude to me to try and push the issue. But it is what it is. From there, the next issue that we had, apart from contract issues, was we were promised a delivery date, and about 3 weeks from the delivery date we didn't even receive an email. I actually happened to ring and ask them about something else, and one of the lads there said, look, you know, you won't be able to pick up your van for 2 weeks after the date that it's supposed to be. And I said, well, why is that? And they said, well, because the factory is closed over Easter. I said, well, considering we ordered the van in January, surely you guys would have known that it would be closed over Easter. Why are you giving us a delivery date knowing that they're going to close over Easter? Sorry, mate, not my problem. I want my van as promised and as contracted. So they made some phone calls, gone back to and said to us, hey, look, you know, we've been able to pull a couple of miracles for you. You're still going to get your van as agreed, as contracted. It's a good thing. Thank you very much. Easy. So we did. We picked up our van as contracted on the day that it was supposed to be picked up, and copped a little bit of flack from them saying, hey, listen, we've bent over backwards to get this done for you. This is typical sales stuff, and I know it. I don't care. Right? The end of the day, we got our van. That's where the good stuff stopped. Sure, they've been good to fix a couple of little warranty issues for us. That's not their control though, because that's all done through the manufacturer. So kudos to the manufacturer, and I'm not going to say who they are because I don't want them involved in this little beef, but kudos to them, good luck to them, and we absolutely love your product, guys, and you know who it is if they ever happen to see this. Rang up, or Nettie emailed and tried to get a service booked in, got the price back for the service, gone, wow, that's steep, didn't sort of think too much of it, but booked it anyway. And this is where I kicked my own backside. I should have made some phone calls to find out, but we booked it and put the money aside so we could get the service done on it, and you know, it needs to be done, so that's all good. Went on to make a couple of phone calls a couple of weeks later and found out that the price they were charging was $300 more than any other dealer of the same brand for a caravan. And when questioned on this as to why their fee was so high for the service, all they pretty much said to us was, there's a Facebook post on it somewhere going, get what you pay for. Well, there's your first mistake, because I didn't get what I paid for. I paid $800 for a service for a thing that, and I'll get to this bit in a minute because this is another bone of contention with me. I don't think you guys done the service. Right? You can say what you like, all you like, whatever, go, yep, we done it. You're always going to do that to cover your backside. It's my opinion you didn't do the service, and I'll explain why in just a second. Right, so we left our caravan with them on the service date. Said, this is the things that we'd like looked at, please, along with the list of warranty issues that you have, and the one most important thing is the handbrake. The handbrake wasn't working on it when you parked it up. Pretty bloody important, if you ask me. So I said to them when we left it there, and it was written up on the sheet, which I have a sheet, their write-up sheet on it, and it says handbrake or brakes need to be adjusted. Okay, so I was interrupted. Nettie just got back. Hello. She was walking the dogs. It turns out some people we met a little while ago are actually here again too, so I'll have to go say hello. But yeah, so getting back to it, so I had actually told the guys that, hey, listen, this handbrake thing isn't working. It was written up on the sheet, and they said, yeah, no worries, we'll get to it. Right? So we left it there at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. They said, we'll call you when it's ready. Right? So being the fact that we live in our van, we had nothing to do in the afternoon. So about 4 o'clock, we went back to their yard, pulled into their yard. They just brought our van out to us, and I said to the guys, no, sorry, I've got that round the wrong way. I was sitting in the car, and I said to Nettie, have a look at this, and we've both watched the van roll forward as he's dumped it off of the trolley jack. I've gone, wow, that's not cool. So I got out of the car, went over to him, said, how's it going, mate? I said, is this thing done, is it? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, what about the brakes? I said, I just sat in the car and watched the thing roll when you dropped it off there. I said, we asked you to fix the brakes on it. And he said, well, the brakes were fixed. I said, mate, I just sat there and watched it roll. I said, you can't tell me that the brakes have been fixed, you know? Okay. He said, well, have a look at it. I said, well, good. I said, fix it. I said, I don't want any excuses, mate. I said, don't give me any fucking excuses. Just fix it. And stormed off. Now, I'm going to go first of all and say, if I upset that fella from the F-bomb and cursing the way I did, and the office lady that was walking around the place, I apologise. I said, I'm an old truck driver. I said, dropping the F-bomb is nothing unusual for me. It wasn't directed at you guys. I wasn't saying, anything like that. I said, but I've been in the transport industry for 30 odd years, and I understand and I know what happens when mechanical stuff isn't right on gear. Right? I'm not going to put my life on the line because some pinhead, some individual decided that the brakes weren't worth checking or looking to see if there was any other issues with the brakes. Right? Essentially what was happening was he was saying the van was in roadworthy condition for me to pull out, and it was unroadworthy because the brakes weren't working because we watched it roll in their yard. Please do not tell me that you've done a job properly if you haven't. The second part to this is, we asked for the full service to be done, which the service, my understanding of the service was, brakes are checked, wheel bearings are checked, they take everything off, they have a look at it all, make sure everything's okay, make any adjustments that need to be made on the adjustments underneath, was part of this $800 or nearly $800 that we paid to get done. Right? I've got to tell you folks, I've been driving trucks for 30 years, and I'm pretty sure I know what it looks like when you take hubcaps and wheel nuts off of a car, off of any vehicle that's been travelling along the road with the build-up road grime and stuff on it. And I'm telling you, there was no sign of anything being touched on the wheel nuts or the hubcap cover that goes over the wheels, which is why I say I have serious reservations that they actually carried out the work on the van. Right, serious reservations. Now they're going to sit there and go, yeah, we did it. And then mechanic's going to go, yeah, I done it. Well, of course he's going to say that because he doesn't want to get in trouble, and I'm not going to go into that because that's a whole different can of worms, and this is not the forum for that. This is me having a bit of a whinge about Explorer caravans not doing the job as they promised they would, and as they're so proud on doing. So we move on to today. Today being the 29th of January, Nettie and I decided to go in there. I have an issue with a product, and again, I'm not naming the product here because I love the product that these guys have, but we had an issue with it and we needed to see what the go was with it. I was under the impression, and I haven't been proved incorrect yet, we're still waiting on that this particular product had a 12-month warranty. Given the fact that it's only been 7 months since we've had this thing, we should have been good. took it in there, and I was made to feel like absolute dirt by Daniel Benson for leaving a 1-star review for Explorer Caravans on Google. Right, well, I'm sorry, mate, but again, I do not care if you feel put out by having a 1-star rating. You sent out, or tried to send out to me, a vehicle that's unroadworthy, putting my life, my wife's life, and my dog's life in jeopardy because you wanted to make a few bucks. Don't care, mate. You can take your 1-star reviewing that may have a 0.002% decrease or negative impact on your 5-star Google rating. Not my problem, not my concern. I stand by my review, and I back up my review with everything that's said, with the evidence that I can provide. And if you don't like it, mate, too bad, so sad, not my problem. I will not be changing my review, and I will not be pressured by you or your father, Dave Benson, into changing my review just so you can have 5 stars across the board. Especially when I find out a bit later on that I'm not the first person on your review that's had a complaint about the service that you guys offer. All of this I can back up, folks, so please don't, it's me having a whinge, and I get that, and go, hey, Russell's just having a whinge. Fine, you want to say that, that's fine, but my friends are my friends, so they're not going to say that. They're going to laugh at me. At the end of the day, guys, I'm just going to say this, right? If you want to buy a fantastic caravan, absolutely. Go see the guys at Explorer Caravans. They will sell you some of the best gear that, and Nettie and I had a look around, and they will sell you some of the best gear going on the market. Explorer Caravans in Adelaide. My advice to you from experience is, once you purchase your van, go find yourself another dealer to deal with for warranty work and repairs and servicing and all that sort of stuff, because they are not worth the hassle of their service department that they're supposedly going to set up. My advice, if Dave or Daniel or any of the guys see this, you want to talk to me about it, that's fine, I'll talk to you about it. Again, I'm not changing it. This is my opinion only, and for service work I will be taking my van somewhere else. You can still look after the warranty stuff. That's my dog just going off. I don't have a problem with that. If you decide you don't want to do that, and I'm happy to take it somewhere else too, I don't care. Right, it will be carried out, and I know the work will be done because I know the guys, the manufacturer, and the guys there don't mess around, and they'll do the work because they know they've got a good product and they back it up. So that's my wins for the day. Guys, be careful when purchasing, making major purchases like this. I'm not going to say what Nettie and I handed over for our van, but we did pay cash for it, and it was a lot of money, and we expect that the service post-sale should be just as good as the service pre-sale, and it's not, and it's been let down, and the Google review backs up basically what I'm saying. Alright, anyway, that's it. Like I said, guys, working on some stuff to do later this year, and I know I said that last year too, but I really am getting serious about this because I'm getting bored. I don't want to go back to driving trucks, and I need to find something to do. So stay tuned, and yep, let's see how we go. You want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye, she says. See you guys.